Friends and members of the media, thank you for making the trip and joining us here during this tough time. I appreciate your ongoing assistance. Our heartfelt condolences go out to the family and friends of Specialist Vanessa Guillen. Our thoughts and prayers are with them during this difficult time. I lack the words to make sense of this tragic loss. Vanessa was part of our Army family, and her loss accordingly is felt throughout the Army and throughout the world. Sadly, I stand here to report that the search for Specialist Vanessa Guillen has resulted in the very outcome that I had prayed it would not have from the very beginning. The Armed Forces Forensic Examiner has determined through DNA analysis that the remains found near the Leon River are in fact those of Vanessa. The Guillen family was notified of this yesterday, which in turn allows me to come forward and share this information with you today publicly. We're now confronted with the aftermath of one of the most heinous acts I can imagine. While searching for Vanessa, we had continued to investigate the circumstances that led to her disappearance. Each action was taken with the deliberate hope that we would find her alive and unharmed and be able to return her to her family and friends. There are no words that convey the sense of loss to her family, her friends, and her fellow soldiers that I feel during this tremendously difficult time. We all feel her loss, the loss of a vibrant young woman who bravely volunteered to serve her country, the loss of a talented soldier, the loss of a loving family member, and the loss of a friend with a bright future ahead of her. All of us here, as part of Vanessa's Army family, know that our pain pales in comparison to that being endured by the Guillen family. And I ask you to please join us in remembering her family in prayer and comfort them in this time of incredible grief. When a person of Vanessa's caliber and character is ripped away, I don't think there's any closure to something like that. But I know there is a tomorrow, and that's an opportunity to do what's right for what Vanessa stood for and what she meant to us. Recognizing this, the Army will continue to move forward in the following ways. First and foremost, we'll honor Vanessa and her memory as part of our Army. She is part of our history, and she will not be forgotten. Second, we'll assist the U.S. District Attorney Western Division as they take the lead in investigating and prosecuting those associated with Vanessa's murder. Third, we will complete the ongoing investigation in sexual harassment and take actions against those findings. And please know that every person who raises their right hand to serve their family and their country in uniform deserves to be safe and treated with dignity and respect. To the victims of sexual harassment and assault, we hear you, we believe you, and I encourage you to come forward. The Army will not stop its efforts to eradicate sexual harassment and sexual assault until it no longer exists in our formations, because that's the Army standard. And then fourth, I'll continue to seek external assistance and review to ensure any shortcomings indicated during this troubling time are thoroughly identified and addressed as appropriate. But these actions, these larger actions, will come in due course. Right here, right now, at this moment, it's about Vanessa Guillen. It's about what she stood for. It's about what she meant to us. I'm going to turn the podium over to Colonel Ralph Overland, Vanessa Guillen's regimental commander, to share a few thoughts about exactly how she affected all of us here in our Army family and our near-term way ahead. Thank you. Colonel Overland.
I am here today with the heaviest of hearts and sadness. Our thoughts and prayers remain with Specialist Vanessa Guillen's family, her friends, and fellow soldiers as we grieve together in this tragedy. Our loss of Vanessa Guillen has devastated us all and left a hole in our formation. Her fellow troopers in the 3rd Cavalry Regiment and units across Fort Hood remain concerned and committed to recovering Vanessa since the day she disappeared. Thousands have searched, dedicated to finding our soldier, because we never quit and we never leave a fallen comrade. I humbly would like to take a moment to honor our fallen soldier, Specialist Vanessa Guillen. Vanessa Guillen was a warrior, highly trained and proficient in her duties. She embodied all the qualities that the American people expect and rely on our soldiers to be to defend our country. She was strong, courageous, and caring. Vanessa Guillen was a dedicated American soldier. Specialist Vanessa Guillen was an outstanding soldier and highly valued member of the 3rd Cavalry Regiment. I spoke with many of her fellow soldiers from units across the regiment who served with her and who have helped search since her disappearance. I could see the intense sadness in their faces and hear it in their voices. They missed their friend and spoke of her qualities as a person and a professional soldier. Her fellow soldiers all described Vanessa as very caring, dedicated to her profession, and an expert in her craft. She always went above and beyond to accomplish the mission, ensure that her teammates were successful. Our duty now is to honor Specialist Vanessa Guillen, her service to our country, and care for the Guillen family throughout these difficult times. There is no greater way for a soldier to render that honor than by assisting family members in the aftermath of their loss. Nothing is more vital than this solemn covenant the Army holds with soldiers and families. When we learned of Vanessa's death, the 3rd Cavalry Regiment was dedicated to ensuring the Guillen family was informed in the most dignified and respectful manner. As we move forward, we will remain steadfast in our care, compassion, and assistance to the Guillen family with the utmost dignity and respect. We honor Specialist Vanessa Guillen and her service to our country. We will never forget her. We keep Vanessa Guillen in our hearts and the Guillen family in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you.